Once upon a time, there was a tiger living in a beautiful little forest. The name of our little tiger is Tommy. Tommy lives with his family. This little tiger is very naughty and cute. Tommy is a playful tiger playing with leaves and twigs. He liked to jump from branch to branch, from place to place. He was very young, so he liked playing a lot. He was running after the butterflies and moving from branch to branch. Suddenly, a strong wind blew. Tommy clung to the branches of the tree firmly so that he would not fall from the tree down to the ground. The little wind passed by Tommy. But when Tommy felt safe, he noticed his streaks had disappeared. Tommy was very worried. He ran after the wind. He called to the wind and said to him, "Stop! Hey, whoa! Oh, wait up! I need my streaks! These streaks are mine! Where are you taking my streaks?" Tommy was ashamed to walk in the woods without his black stripes. Initially, he considered standing behind branches and leaves. This could make sure that no one would see him without his streaks. But after a while, he found that standing behind trees was boring. So he decided to look for the wind. What is this wind? Why did it take his lines and go? He was so confused, and he started looking for the wind. But where exactly did the wind come from? Then he said to himself, "I have to go to the big forest tree. She knows everything and will give me the address of the wind's house." Tommy ascended the high hill, walked and walked until he reached the big tree. When she saw Tommy, the tree said to him, "Hello, little Tommy. Where are your beautiful stripes?" Tommy climbed the tree, panting, sat on the branch of the tree, and told her, "Oh, it is a bad wind. He came and took my streaks. What does this wind want from my streaks?" The tree said, "The wind is not wicked. It comes every day and cleans me. He carries my leaves on land and throws them on the ground. That is why I am always happy and green." Tommy, who rested a little, said, "Now you see he took my streaks with him. I looked everywhere, but I don't know where he is. Do you know where the wind house is? I want to go and get my lines back from him." She dove into the tree and thought out loud to Tommy, "The wind does not have a basic house. It visits every place. I think it is now at the wheat field. If you hurry, you may reach it." Little Tommy said goodbye to the tree, went down to the ground, and headed to the wheat field. He was trying his best to run at full speed. Tommy arrived at the wheat field. When the field saw Tommy, he said, "Little Tommy, where are your lines?" Tommy told him, gasping for air. The wicked wind came and took my streaks." The wheat field said to Tommy, "The wind is not sinister, Tommy. It comes every day and caresses me, and shakes me, and I become prettier." Tommy said to the tired little wheat field, "You now see he took my streaks. I want to get them back. Do you know where the wind is?" The wheat field told Tommy that the wind was now most certainly with the clouds. Little Tommy bid farewell to the wheat field and ran towards the mountain. He went up the mountain to speak with the cloud. Tommy reached the top of the mountain, where the cloud was. When the cloud saw Tommy, she said, "Dear Tommy, where are your beautiful lines?" Tommy told her, panting, "The wicked wind came and took my streaks." Cloud said, "Tommy, the wind is not at all sinister. It comes every day and carries me from place to place, so rain falls and the earth does not dry out." Little Tommy said to the cloud, "You saw that he took my streaks and went. I want to get them back from him. Do you know where the wind is?" The cloud told little Tommy that the wind had gone ashore, and if he ran quickly, he might reach the wind. Little Tommy bid farewell to the cloud, descended from the mountain, and ran toward the beach, trying to run at full speed to reach the wind. Little Tommy arrived at the beach, and when the beach saw him, he said, "Hello, little Tommy. Where are your beautiful lines?" Tommy stood up, panting lightly, then said to the beach, "It's the wicked wind. He came and took my streaks." The beach looked at little Tommy and said, "What are these words? The wind is not wicked. He comes every day and cleans me and then goes to the sea. But he returns. If you wait for him here, you can talk to him." So little Tommy sat at the beach awaiting the wind. Soon he felt something cold touching his face. Tommy jumped out of his place and said, "You wicked wind, why did you take my streaks? Where did you go with them? Give me my lines." The wind said, "Wait, what? Excuse me, were those bright black bars your streaks?" Tommy said, "Of course everyone knows it's my streaks." The wind bowed his head down and said, "I carry all the things I collect throughout the day and place them on an island in the middle of the sea. Your lines are there now. Get on the boat and go to the island. Take your lines and go back." Tommy rowed on the boat, opened his sail, but the boat did not move from his place. So Tommy said to the beach angrily, "Oh, why isn't this boat moving? What can I do?" The beach told him, "The boat doesn't move without the wind." Then he looked at the wind and said, "Oh, gentle wind, he really needs his streaks. Help him get to the island." The wind turned around and blew over the boat, so the boat moved and headed towards the island. After several hours, the beach saw the boat, Tommy, and the wind together, moving toward the beach. Tommy's lines were back in place, and he was laughing. When they reached the beach, the wind turned around to Tommy and said, "From now on, hold your lines tight, little tiger. I have to go. I have a lot of work to do." Then he took a deep breath, bade farewell to Tommy and the beach, and left. Tommy said to the beach, "The wind is not at all sinister. I found my streaks and we became friends. Our friendship is very strong. Now I have to go to the cloud and the wheat field and the tree and tell them that the wind is very gentle, not cruel or sly at all. The wind does great, very beneficial work." Once upon a time, somewhere in a small village, there was a shepherd who lived there. The shepherd had a herd of sheep, among which was a rowdy little goat. The shepherd loved his little goats. They always went to the desert and picnicked while the sheep ate the fresh grass. But let's hear the story of the little goat. The little goats were quarrelsome, and the shepherd knew that his little goat was playful and loved to play, so he was more attentive to him than the rest of the sheep. This little goat was always very active, going up to trees, picking the leaves, and eating them. Then he would run. These actions made the shepherd get tired and lose his patience with the goat. At noon, the shepherd sat tired and exhausted under a tree. He was tired from running after the little goat and catching him here and there. He got tired of watching and paying attention to the little goat so he wouldn't get lost or hurt. It is midday and all the other sheep are also tired. So the shepherd lay under the tree and fell asleep. The rest of the sheep also fell asleep. Only the little goat kept running around, wanting to play more and more. And so he started waking up and harassing the rest of the sheep. But he got angry because neither of the sheep tolerated him nor got up to play with him, and he went in another direction while he was upset and angry. He used to play alone on the branches of trees and pick their leaves. He then ran toward the river and started playing with water until noon. And now here's the story. The sheep woke up from their sleep, and the shepherd also woke up from his sleep. He was happy and relaxed because the little goats kept playing next to him. Everyone started walking behind the shepherd to go home, and the little goat was happy that everyone woke up and walked with him on the way back home. They had taken only a few steps when the little goat suddenly felt tired and fell asleep. Yes, friends, the little goat slowed his walking until he couldn't move and wanted to sleep. Whenever the herd stopped somewhere to eat grass, the little goat fell asleep for 5 minutes, and little by little, it became unbearable. The sheep started walking again, and when they reached the meadow with grass, they stopped to eat a little and then continue on the way back. And the young goat was very tired and drowsy from time to time until an hour had passed and the herd reached a green meadow full of grass and flowers. As for our little goat friend, he couldn't stand tiredness and sleepiness and couldn't believe that they stopped until he lay on the floor and fell asleep. He did not care about the beautiful scenery there. As for the sheep, they were very happy and they started having fun and playing in the green meadow. When the shepherd saw his sheep happy with this meadow, he did not take them home, but stayed there until the sheep enjoyed grazing and playing. But listen, my dear, what happened to the young goat? The goat was sleeping all the time under the tree and saw nothing and did not know everything that happened. As the sun went down, it was dark. The sheep moved and began to walk home. As for the tender shepherd, he approached the little goat and woke him from his sleep to continue walking together towards the house. When the young goat realized that the sheep were having fun among the flowers while he was sleeping, he felt sad and said, Oh, I wish I had slept at noon like everyone else. I would have enjoyed having fun with the sheep in this beautiful green place. On this day, the little goat understood that sometimes rest and sleep during the day must be taken to be able to have fun and enjoy the rest of the day. Please, my friends, take a break with enough time during the day so that you can enjoy your time and be healthy. Our story has reached the end. I hope you enjoyed it. Once upon a time, in the old and early times, there was a beautiful green farm, and there was a golden chicken, with a group of friends living together on the farm. The friends of the golden hen are a gray dog, an orange cat, and a yellow duck. All of them are united by a strong friendship and great affection. But none of them were helping the golden hen. The golden hen was very hardworking and very kind. The chicken was doing everything she could to help everyone. One day, the golden hen found some wheat seeds, and she said to herself, "Bugs are bugs. I can make bread for myself from these grains. I can also offer bread to my friends as well." The golden hen came bringing the grain of wheat with her and stood in the middle of the farm and called for her friends to meet her and said to them, "Bok, bok, bok, is there anyone who wants to help me grow the wheat grains?" The dog said to her, "Ow, ow, I can't. I have a lot of work to do." The cat said, "Meow, meow, meow, I want to help you, but I'm busy, I can't." The duck said to her, "Today I have to take the kids to swim. I have to teach them to swim. I can't help you." So the golden hen said, "Buck, buck, 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 so I'm gonna grow the grains on my own." The golden hen grew the grains without the help of her friends. And days later, when the wheat plants grew older, it was now time to pick them. Again, the golden hen came to the middle of the farm and called out to her friends and said to them, "Bugs, bugs, bugs, can anyone help me to harvest wheat? Bug, bug." Again, the dog said to her, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't. I have to go fishing." The cat said, "I just woke up from my sleep and I'm not fine. I can't." The duck said, "Believe me, my wings hurt and I can't help you." The golden hen said to them, "Bok, bok, bok, so I'm gonna do it all on my own." The golden hen is very tired harvesting all the wheat. Then she came again to the middle of the farm and called to her friends and said, "Bok, bok, bok, can anyone help me grind the wheat? I want to take them to the mill." Again the dog said, "I can't." And the cat said, "Oh, I can't." And the duck also said, "I can't." The golden hen was forced to take the wheat on her own to the mill. The chicken milled the wheat grain and then brought the bag of flour by herself to the farm. When the chicken arrived at the farm, she stood in the middle of the farm. Then the hen said, "Bok, bok, bok, I want to prepare the bread with this flour. Does anyone want to help me? Let's bake it together, bok, bok." But again, her friends, the dog, the cat, and the duck, didn't help her, and they each provided an excuse. Now the golden hen is very tired, but despite that, she had prepared fresh bread that smelled delicious. Again, the golden hen asked her friends, "Bok, bok, bok, does anyone want to eat the fresh bread?" The dog quickly jumped up to the chicken and said to her, "Oh, I'm helping you." And then the cat came to her and said, "I'm helping you, certainly, not alone." And the duck approached and said, "Is it complicated not to do? I will definitely help you." But the golden hen got angry and shouted, "Bark, bark, bark, I don't need your help. I'm gonna eat the bread on my own." Then the golden hen sat in front of her friends and ate all the bread. As for her friends, they remembered that they didn't help her at all. The tired and hungry golden hen sat in front of her friends and started eating the bread. But her friends who wanted to eat it never helped her prepare it. My little friends, the lack of help, laziness, and making excuses is very ugly. Our story has ended. I hope you enjoyed it. Once upon a time, there was a small green forest. Many animals lived in the forest. The birds were blessed with 2 young, beautiful birds. They got out of the eggs, and they are growing up. The sparrow took good care of them. But a few days ago, the sly fox appeared near the nest. He jumped around the birds and watched the birds' nest. Once, the bird went out of the nest to prepare food. The fox stood up and started looking at the little birds. The bird saw him and said to herself, "The fox has returned again, and my young and weak kids won't be able to defend themselves." This is why the bird changed her mind and returned to the nest. She would rather protect her children, even though the little birds were very hungry, chirping and chirping. She thought about her hungry kids and decided to find a solution. She thought about going to the forest to bring some food, but when she looked under the tree, yes, she saw the sly fox opening his mouth and looking at the little newborn birds. The cunning fox thought he was smarter than everyone else. The mama bird thought that the fox is not leaving her kids feeling comfortable. How would she ever leave the nest? "How do I leave my kids alone and go?" said the mama bird. While she was talking to herself, she had a good idea. Then she flew and stood near the fox and said to him, "Hello, dear fox, what are you doing here?" The fox was surprised. "I do nothing. I was passing by here. I came to visit you and greet you." So the bird told him, "Well done. What a great day to see you, my dear. Dear fox, my good friend, I have to go and get food for my kids. Can you take care of them while I'm gone?" "Of course, I will take good care of them. Don't worry at all, I will protect them." "Dear fox, you are very kind, and not at all like what other animals say about you. I will tell everyone that you took care of my children, despite your illness." The fox was more amazed than before, and his eyes expanded. What disease is this? The fox told the bird, confused. What did you say? Disease? The bird said, I saw your color changed and became yellow. I heard that a deadly disease appeared in the forest. His first sign was a color change. The fox sat after hearing the words of the bird and said, You mean I got sick? You mean the disease reached me? What do I eat in order to recover? The bird said, The only medicine is to drink a little bit of pouring water from the top of the mountain. The mountain water from the snow. The ice melts and the water runs down the stream. After hearing this, the fox walked and went to the mountain. The bird and the other animals rejoiced because they got rid of the fox and returned to normal life with happiness and pleasure. Our story has ended. We hope you like it. Once upon a time, in a beautiful green forest, there was an ant collecting barley. She crossed the road and picked up barley all over the forest. Our ant friend was passing by the road, and suddenly she encountered a beehive on a tree. She smelled the honey and liked it very much. The honeycomb was hanging on top of the tree. The ant thought carefully, but she realized that she could not climb the tree because there was a big rock in front of the tree trunk. She only had a little time. If she tried to climb up the tree using the rock, she would fall off the rock and lose time. Then she wouldn't be able to go home. She wanted to reach the beehive no matter what, because she really loved honey. So she started shouting and screaming, Oh, people, I want honey. I am so obsessed with honey. Is there anyone who can help me reach the beehive? I will give him a prize and a souvenir. I will give him wheat and barley. I only want honey. There was a flying ant who was soaring through the air, so she heard the voice of the ant screaming. She approached and said to her, Don't go up to the beehive, it's very dangerous. Our ant said, I want honey, I know what to do, I just want honey. And the flying ant replied to her, But the bees will sting you. And the ant said, I am not afraid of bees, I am not afraid, I want honey. Then the flying ant said to her, Oh, ant, honey is sticky. Your feet and hands will be stuck in the honey. The ant replied to her, If honey sticks to your feet and hands, no one could eat honey. And the flying ant said, You might think you know better than me, but please listen to my advice. Give up this desire. I have experience, and I know that this will put you in trouble. The ant got a little irritated and answered proudly, If you can help, help me and take your wages. I don't need your advice. The flying ant shook her head and said, You might find someone else helping you reach the hive, but I will not help you with that. The ant turned her back on the flying ant and said to her, "I will get to that hive at any cost." The flying ant realized that there was no point in talking to the ant, so she left. A fly reached the ant while she was yelling for help. Perhaps someone should help her reach the beehive. So the fly heard the ant's voice. She approached and said to the ant, "Zzz, my ant friend, you want honey? You have a right. I will help you reach the hive." The ant rejoiced a lot and said to the fly, "God bless you. You are so good to others. Come and raise me to the hive." The fly approached and carried the ant from the ground to the beehive and placed her at the entrance. The ant entered the cell and ate a little honey, but her passion for honey did not stop until she reached a reservoir of honey. Oh no! The ant's hands and legs are stuck in honey. She can no longer move. This is certain because ants are so small and light. No matter how hard she tried to save herself, she couldn't do anything. Oh my, why didn't I heed the advice of the flying ant? The ant did everything she could. She was firmly stuck in the honey. Her legs stuck to the floor of the hive. Overwhelmed by sadness, anxiety, and fear, the ant started crying and screaming for someone to help her. "I was wrong. Can anyone help me?" The flying ant was sure that the greedy ant would have a big problem, so she had stayed close by. She heard the ant's voice coming from the cell, so she entered, rescued her from the honey, and carried her back down. The ant was regretful because she did not heed the flying ant's advice. The flying ant gave her such good advice, but she did not listen. Now that the flying ant had helped her, the ant had understood that she must listen to the words of her elders. The flying ant looked at her and said, "I don't want to blame you, but excess greed causes problems for us. This time you got lucky because I did help you. But you have to be more careful." With remorse, the ant lowered her head down and accepted the words of the flying ant, and promised her that she would not be greedy ever again, and that she would listen to the advice and words of adults. Our story is over. Hope you enjoyed it. Once upon a time, there was a big tree by a beautiful river in a big forest. A bird's family lived there with their little kids on the tree. The kids are still young. They are cute and lovely, but they're very young and they can't fly yet. So the sparrow mommy and the sparrow daddy sometimes left the nest to collect more food. They leave the nest to bring the food, while the kids stay alone. A beautiful butterfly appeared, flew with her wings, came and stood on the branch of the tree. The kids were scared when they saw the butterfly, although she was very beautiful. They put their heads beneath their wings as if they were hiding. When the butterfly saw that, she started laughing. Because the butterfly is food for birds. So she said to them with amazement as she laughed, "Why are you afraid? They call me Butterfly, and birds usually rejoice when they see me because I am their food." "Sweet birds, I am your food. Why are you afraid of me?" The kids were very hungry, so they tried to pick up and eat the butterfly. But the butterfly flew up. Then the little birds said to the butterfly, "How beautiful you are! Magnificent!" Butterfly said, "I am like you, so beautiful. God loves me, and He created me like this." Then she moved her wings and flew because she was afraid they would pick her up by surprise and eat her. The kids were talking about the butterfly, and suddenly the tree shook. Then they got scared and put their heads between their wings as if they were hidden. It was a huge animal that clung to the tree with his strong hands. It had 2 big ears and soft animal hair. He looked nice and very kind. He was a beautiful gray color. This animal climbed the tree and looked at the nest and told them, "Do not be afraid, you are not my food," he said to the kids. "How did you see us? We were hidden." So the animal said, "You just had your head between your wings. That's not hiding, little buddy. Your body was outside. By the way, my name is Koala. I am a type of bear. I live near here next to the tree you live on. I have a family and we live in the hut. You are very cute," the kids said with joy while laughing. "How lucky you are. You can go everywhere and see everywhere." The koala started laughing and he said to them, "I and many other animals would like to be like you. You have wings and we do not have wings. We cannot fly like you. You can fly and see the world. You must be patient in order to grow up and learn to fly. Do not hurry, you will learn. Then I will tell you how lucky you are." While they were talking, the bear saw a predatory bird approaching, so the kids cried with fear. "Beware, beware, little kids. Danger is coming." They got scared, but the bear did not leave. He stood by their side and tried to keep the predator out. Meanwhile, the butterfly started looking for the parents. The mommy and daddy sparrow returned to the nest quickly, and they were able to drive the predator away with the help of the koala. The koala was wounded on the head, but he managed to save his young friends, all thanks to the sparrows, the butterfly, and the koala. The butterfly rejoiced because she was able to help. All the sparrows promised the butterfly that they would be good friends forever. After this story, the koala became famous for bravery in all the jungle. After that, everyone called him the hero koala. Our story is over. We hope that you will get your answer. One day, there was a man from the village who put a large bundle on the back of his donkey and rode on top of it. He set out toward the city. What a poor donkey! Should he carry the umbilicus and also carry the man? The donkey was old and weak. The road was long and bumpy. In the desert, the donkey stumbled and fell to the ground. After the villager got up off his donkey, it turned out that the leg of the donkey was broken. The donkey was unable to walk. The villager carried the navel on his back, leaving the donkey in the desert. The donkey served all his life and carried loads on his back. But when he became old, the unjust villager left him alone in the desert. What a miserable donkey! What if the desert wolf saw me in this situation? What will he do to me? It is clear I'll become his lunch. Oh gosh, please help me. I have to think about a solution. The donkey was looking at the problem from all sides. He was afraid he would become lunch or dinner for a wolf. And while he was looking here and there, if the wolf come towards the donkey... Yes, there was the wolf that comes from far away, and the donkey would see him. The predatory wolf rejoiced when he saw the donkey helpless in the desert, unable to move. He cried out of happiness and offered to kill and eat the donkey. The donkey said to himself, "If I were not powerless, I would try to escape and save my life." Suddenly he said, "It is true that my leg is broken and I cannot walk, but I can think. I can use my mind to find a solution so that I do not become prey to this wolf." He began to think and did not lose hope so that he would not give in to the wolf. The donkey developed an elaborate plan. He stood on his feet with great difficulty and stood against the wolf. When the wolf arrived, the donkey told him, "Hello, welcome, Mr. Monster. Welcome to you, wolf." The wolf marveled at the donkey's behavior and then said to him, surprisingly, "Hello, why are you sleeping here, you donkey? You are alone in the desert and without your friend. Why?" The donkey was scared, but he tried to remain consistent as he did not want to surrender to the wolf. So he said, "Oh, I was not asleep. I fell. I am a miserable patient and I do not know what to do. I will not run away and I will not fight you. I am in your hands. Oh, but before I die, I have a request. Do not depend on me much." The wolf was a bit surprised. Where did the donkey come from? So he asked him, "Request? Any request for this? You have a request for me? What is your request?" The donkey gathered his thoughts, then answered, "Oh, wretched luck, dear wolf, it is true that I am a donkey, but as long as the donkey is alive, his life is sweet and sweeter than honey. It is no wonder that as a person who loves life, I also hate death. Certainly my death is close, and my flesh will be yours. But look around a little. There is no one who has ever experienced health and wellness, all this enjoyment. But I do have a request. Unless I lose consciousness or faint, do not eat me in a rush. Thus you will not bear the guilt of killing me because I am on my way to death. See my feet trembling, and my body is very weak. And in return I promise to tell you a secret that no other donkey has told you. And then you will be able to eat donkeys whenever you want. Of course, you can buy and eat by 100 donkeys and eat them, I promise you." The wolf was confused. He did not know what to say. But he went to the donkey and said to him, amazed, "Okay, I accept your condition, but what you said is very strange. How do you want me to go buy a donkey? Then I can eat hundreds of donkeys? It is strange, wondrous, weird and strange." Now the donkey confirmed that his plan had succeeded, so he began to explain to the wolf. All right, I'll give you pure gold. Listen to me, my owner is a rich man. He has lots of gold and silver. He gave me the greatest life ever, and he really likes me. He made me a perfect home and provided the best foods for me. He also sewed me a pillow made of silk and velvet. He used to give me sweets instead of lettuce and weeds, and I ate very sweet meat. You will see for yourself when you eat me. You will enjoy my meat. And because he loved me, he used to bring me souls of gold. And today I was alone and went out for walks without his knowledge. I got tired and exhausted, and far from this I am a much spoiled donkey. Sandals of gold. And you are a good wolf. Take off my golden sandals from my legs and buy the donkeys with them. Come on, come and see how many precious shoes I need to dye. Thus, the greedy wolf dominated our story. Yes, he fell into the trap. He went to watch the soles of the donkey. But when he approached the legs of the donkey took advantage and kicked the wolf on the head with all his might. Once upon a time, a large amount of people lived in a small town together. The beautiful city is located near a green forest. People and animals lived happily together. But there was a giant tiger living in the woods. Of course, there are many tigers living in the jungle other than this tiger. But this tiger was malicious and greedy, and he was not satisfied with little and loved himself very much. He was hurting people and children a lot, and not only was he hunting in the woods, he was attacking the city as well. One day, some travelers from the small town passed by, knowing how to hunt a tiger. When they reached this city, they knew the problem of the people in it, and they hunted a number of tigers with ease. The travelers didn't know exactly which tigers were harming people, so they hunted several tigers. The tigers were in cages, and each tiger was trying to escape. The tiger who had killed many children is in big trouble now. He had no food to eat or water to drink, and the predatory tiger asked everyone who passed near him to save him, but no one responded to the tiger's request. The tiger promised everyone that if he survived the cage, he would not bother anyone and would not harm them anymore. But no one believed the words of the wild tiger. He had mercifully pleaded with them and never stopped talking. Then, one of the travelers pitied the tiger, so the traveler asked him to keep his promises. But is there a hungry and predatory tiger that keeps its promise? The man opened the door of the cage. Then,
The predatory tiger came out of the cage, was hungry and thirsty, and became more dangerous because of hunger. The tiger can now eat several people together. After the tiger came out of the cage, he attacked the good traveler immediately and wanted to kill him. The traveler begged him and reminded him of his words and his promise. The predatory tiger told him that he is now hungry and that these words will not affect him. When the tiger wanted to devour the traveler, the fox came to see what happened and asked them about it. The man and the tiger told the story to the wise fox. After the fox heard the full story, he looked at the tiger and said, "Sorry, tiger, but I don't believe this small cage can accommodate a giant and strong tiger like you." The tiger was surprised and a little angry and explained to the fox that he was in the cage, but the fox could not believe it. The tiger got confused and entered the cage to prove the truth of his words to the fox, and he explained to the fox that the cage had room for him. When the tiger entered the cage and explained to the fox that the cage was expanding to him, the fox walked behind him and closed the cage door. The malicious tiger was again locked in the cage.